Hello and welcome back to the Elden Ring All Quests New Game Plus guide. So if you've been following the guide, we've done most of the quest starts in Limgrave, and we've done some stuff in Weeping Peninsula. We've done Kenneth Haight, we've done Castlemorn, we've done Bock and Varre, and we're finally ready to take on Margit the Fell Omen. So it's going to put a couple of quick buffs on here. And we're going to get Margit speaking like Alvin and the Chipmunks. We're going to sped it up just till the fight starts. And again, I'm using the Madness build of this with the Black Dumpling Helm, Vike Spear, and copious amounts of unendurable Frenzy. We've got the Cerulean Hidden Tear for infinite FP, and we're using a bit of Frenzy Burst as well there. Again, just keeping an eye out for these attacks, trying to dodge roll out of the way, but it's been made somewhat easier by being quite a high level for this time. But he's still able to get some hits in. And that's Margit done with. So there's two ways through Stormveil. There's a kind of slow way that's a bit convoluted, and there's a quick way but it involves some serious dodging. And for the sake of just getting all these quests started and getting towards that all endings, all quests goal, we're going to do it the quick way. So get the grace, speak to this guy and tell him that you want to go through the main gate, and when he warns you not to, just keep saying no, you don't care, you're fine, you want to go through the main gate. Keep telling him the same. Then when he opens the gate, be prepared to do some serious dodge rolling. Running left and right, keep jinking, watch out for the Banished Knights, and just run to this tower side of Grace here. Don't fight the line yet, get the Grace first. I'll de-aggro all the Banished Knights and the lion-like thing that's guarding the door, so you can come out and fight it one-on-one. Quick buff. So just worth doing this now, because you're going to have to come back through here later to activate the Great Rune. And just keep your keep dodging. Try and pick your moment to get some attacks in. And that's him dealt with. And then we're going to go on another fairly tricky run. We're going to go up to here. We need to speak to Nepheli and other things. So keep running, dodging, ducking, trying to get around everything. Don't bother fighting anything, just run. If you die, it doesn't matter, because you'll start back at the Divine Bridge site of Grace again, and you can give it another go. Kill these this time just to give myself a better opening run. There are some items to collect by scaling the side there, but we'll do that later. Grab your runes, deal with these if you're so inclined. You can just duck in here for a minute's respite, but we're not going to do this bit yet. We're going to go and get the next site of Grace first. So run through. Dodge, roll up here. Then we need to go up here. Along here. Grab your Swift and Stone, drop down, and there's your Site of Grace. So we've got a good Site of Grace now. It's fairly central in the castle. We need to open that shortcut. So here's how we're going to get there. We can deal with this guy if you want to. Fairly straightforward. Grab this painting guy here, because we can trade them for a reward later on. You can either fight or run past these Banished Knights. Grab any items and nip in here. You just run up these stairs here. You can take out that guy there, then you can grab yourself a arrow. Well worth it. So then we're going to go into the room with the Grafted Scion. So we're going to just apply a couple of buffs. Ourselves geared up. And we're going to go and take him out. You can always duck back out of this room to have a sort of safe heal if you're having trouble with this bit. And at this stage we should really have grabbed the thing for Irene from the next room, but I actually forgot to get it while we're here. But I'll show you where that is when I come back for it later. Now we've dealt with the Grafted Scion, it's pretty easy to get to. So if we take him out here, you can grab yourself a Mimic's Veil from the chest there. I actually forgot it here, but you may as well grab it while you're there. I'm going to get it in a minute on my way back. But we're going to run through here, grab that golden rune. And we'll just run back and grab that Mimic's Veil. Then we're going to head back. We need to get to Rogier, but we don't want him to get killed by these knights, so make sure you kill them before you go near the church. Quick buff just to make sure we're dealing enough damage. Shouldn't be too difficult. So, into here, then speak to Rogier, exhaust all his dialogue, buy any sorceries which you want from him. You can tell him that you're here to defeat Godrick, he doesn't mind. So, buy all his Ashes of War if you want them. And I'll tell you a bit more about the Golden Order and Rodericka. And then we're going to leave him and head back to here. But this is the point where I realised I'd forgotten to grab that item for Rodericka. So, we need to head back to the room with the Grafted Scion. And then we need to go into a side room there where there's like a pile of corpses and things that's guarded by some rats, and the item we're looking for is basically on top of that, so we can run around here, dodge these, down into here again. This is a separate bit, but we may as well do it while we're here. It's a cost you a stone sword key. It's going to get you the Godskin Prayerbook and the Godslayer's seal, which are both worth having. Can't get down there, so we're going to go back into here. Back up here, fall around here and go back into the Grafted Scion room. This time we're going to go round the outside, kill the dog things, and grab that Chrysalids thingamajiggery and take it back to Rodericka. The objective here is trying to get her to go to Roundtable Hold and be our spirit tuner. So keep exhausting the dialogue, keep talking to her. Once she starts saying the same, starts repeating herself, she'll head here. So go to the round table hold and start talking to her. She'll tell you a bit more of her story. Exhaust the dialogue. Get a golden seed for that. So then run through and talk to Hewg. Make sure you ask him about Rodericka. Then exhaust all that dialogue there. Now you're going to have to back and forth between these two for a while. So keep going to Rodericka and then back to Hewg and back to Rodericka and speaking to them, and eventually they'll both start repeating themselves and you'll know you'll have done the trick there. So just the answers to these questions are pretty sure. You've just got to bear in mind you're trying to convince Hewg to teach Rodericka and Rodericka to be taught by Hewg, so just go for the positive answers. Load out somewhere else and then load back in, and you should find she's now gone from there and she's ready to tune spirits for you. So if you collect Grave or Ghost Glovewort, you can now bring it here and she'll level up your spirit ashes. Highly recommend you level up the Mimic's tier, and also highly recommend you, if you get it, it's worth levelling up Black Knife Tish. So back at Stormveil now, we're going to carry on this bit. So again, run past, dodge, dodge. Trying to get that next side of grace here, really. Now we're going to double back on ourselves. We want to go and speak to Nepheli. So a quick buff here. Bit of Frenzied Flame to deal with him. Grab that, grab that. May as well grab yourself a Smithing Stone. And a Golden Seed. What we're looking for... this girl here. This is Nepheli Loux. Her quest will tie into Kenneth Haight, so just exhaust all the dialogue and she'll become available to summon to fight Godrick. In fact, she'll ask you to summon her to fight Godrick. Once you finish the dialogue, grab your Smithing Stone, head back. Rest of the Site of Grace. Then we can do this fight. So we're going to summon Nepheli Loux because she asks so nicely. And I'm going to put a few buffs on just to get the damage output up a bit. And then we're going to fight Godrick the Grafted. So we're going to summon a Mimic's Tear as well here just to make it a bit quicker and easier. Using a bit of unendurable frenzy there. Already he's well down on health. That's going to put him into his second phase. He's going to rip his arm off, then he's going to shove a dragon's head on and spray fire it. No problem. So the trick here is to get in close or to snipe him from afar with your frenzied burst, works quite well. So the Mimic's keeping him occupied there. A couple more hits and he's dealt with. If you find him tough, you can always go away, grind some levels, upgrade your equipment, and come and give it another go. So we've got a great rune there. Pick up the Grace and rest at it. You'll see this guy stamping on Godrick's head there. He's not a happy chappy. Just exhaust his dialogue. He's got a few items you can buy there if you want them. Worth picking up some of those armour pieces and weapons. Then we're going to go back to the Divine Tower Site of Grace, grab yourself the Boltdrake Talisman, and head over here. And you could run past these if you want to, but for the sake of a little bit of effort, I'd just take these out. Main problem is they have quite a lot of health these days, so you do need to be prepared to do a lot of damage. One tip if you are particularly in a higher New Game Plus is if you use a Black Flame Tornado. Black Flame does 2% max HP over 2 seconds damage on top of normal damage. So anything that's got a lot of health, particularly if it's immune to bleed for example, this will work really well. Do try and get the Black Flame Tornado Ash of War and apply it to a suitable weapon. The earliest place you can get it is the Godskin Peeler in Windmill Village in Altus Plateau, but that one is fixed to that weapon, so you can't put it on anything. So I'm going to whiz up this tower, grab the Grace, rest at it. Then we'll nip up a bit further and we're going to activate Godrick the Great Rune. So we can now get that buff. And we're going to go back to Ranto Hold. Run down here. And she's not there yet. Gideon doesn't know. There she is. There's Nepheli Loux. We're going to speak to her and she's going to give us the Arsenal Charm. And she'll tell you that she's Gideon's adoptive daughter. So we still can't talk to Gideon yet. Going to talk to Ensha, Naya rather. And I the finger reader, and she's going to give us some advice. I think she'll give us a talisman pouch as well at the end of it. Just to exhaust all the dialogue. Bit more Elden Ring lore for you here. Yeah, so I've already got the dragon's head, so just going to check that there. Yeah, I've got a dragon's head, so I'm going to have Godrick's axe this time. So, I'll tell us a bit more about the situation, and we can run through, speak to Rogier. He'll tell you a bit of stuff, and he'll give you his rapier. And he'll tell you a bit about D as well. He's going to tell you about the Curse of Deathmark as well, which is, comes into Rani and Fear's quest. So we speak to him, we speak to D. D's not very happy about what's happening to Rogier. So, if we go back to here and interact with this, obviously Varre is telling you where to find him next, and he'll give you the bravo gesture. So, that'll do for this part. Hopefully I shall see you in part 6. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Elden Ring content.